So there are few people in the industry that have the money of a superstar, that have the film credits of a superstar, but whenever you see them, no matter how much people tell him to be like one, it just doesn't become like one. And that's what I love about this man. No matter if they're hits or they're flops, the last 2-3 years have been bad, but still, he's back how he should be, ruling the roost and playing a man who I idolized when I was young. So if you don't do a good job, sir, I'd be rather disappointed.
You'll come knocking on my door.
Definitely, but thanks so much, Emraan, for joining me.
Thank you.
And a lady who the nation fell in love with. Oh God, this is sounding like one of those lines that the news reporter uses. But he started using a lot later than I did actually. Anyway, but we did fall in love with her. And then she disappeared. But then she kept coming back, at least for the last couple of years, in some ads that we saw. The beautiful, and let me just say this.
Just cut to the ad.
The beautiful.
Thank you, thank you for promoting me.
Will you please have the jingle of the ad also?
Then you're supposed to say.
Can I just say this? No. You know, you were the brand ambassador of Goa also, no?
Yeah.
Still
yeah.
are.
No, that was while we were promoting youth tourism there basically.
But that's the coolest job. So basically,
that's the coolest job ever.
And
absolutely.
you had a free trip into Goa every time.
Totally.
Would you go often?
Not really. Not that I got a chance to, but back then I did, and yeah, not
So
that I didn't.
Those are the perks if you're promoting tourism over there. You get like free trips.
The perks of being brand ambassador of a state. How many of Emraan, have you
No,
been?
yeah, but I didn't make the most of it like that.
Oh, you
Not
didn't?
really. Yeah, yeah.
You should have taken.
What a
You should have had
waste.
house parties there.
Exactly.
Big time.
Right? Yeah. Maybe now.
But very, very fine actress. The only problem is, why do you choose to disappear? And I know you choose to disappear because you're like that sometimes. Why?
I'll agree. That's how I am. But I think I blame it on the lack of opportunities. The kind of films that I keep getting offered repeatedly over and over again, I think it just keeps going back to the same thing that I've done before. So it's like maybe somebody took a chance with me. Like who would have imagined, Abhishek putting me in Rock On, from considering the television background that I came from. But yeah, he put me in that film and it did wonderfully for all of us. But after that, I think I saw everybody exploiting the same image over and over and over
You
again.
get stuck like a broken record. No?
I'm stuck in a rut, and how? And
You're back with him.
yeah.
But for good reason.
I told her just play a vamp or play like this devious person
No,
on
but she
screen.
did this really sexy dance number in Ek Villain.
Yeah, I know.
But it came too late in the promotion.
Yeah.
Usko start mein
She should do a full-fledged film, like do like a murder, like do like something that's
with lots of
spicy.
kissing and lots of sex and all
It would completely change, I guess, the image
Yeah,
that
well,
she's
that's
talking
the
about.
advice coming from the man.
Yeah.
So
So most of the time, at least when the camera's on, you can never take what advice Emraan Hashmi gives seriously. Because see, so let me just, before we speak to him, this is the prankster. You know, he's not a prankster on the sets. This is how he is a prankster. So initially I would take it with a pinch of salt. He's actually a very dedicated actor who's very concentrated on the set. Do you agree?
he's painfully professional.
Yes. But when he's interviewing, when giving interviews and all, that is very different then. So now, sir, let me read. You put 4 inches in your feet. You had to change your hairstyles over and over again. You had the moustache, which is the only thing of Mr. Muhammad Azharuddin I did not like. Yes. You had to learn how to play cricket, and I know you didn't like cricket that much.
No.
So lots of things.
Not that I didn't like cricket, it's just not, I was not like a fanatical fan of cricket.
And then you stepped into the shoes of. So before all the controversy, he was a hero to all of us. And even now, can I just tell you, it didn't really matter after a point of time because it was towards the fag end of his career. Yeah. But there was a lot of responsibility because India was obsessed with this match fixing. And you stepping into the shoes, for me, I would not have thought you would have done this role. So was it only because of that? As a challenge?
No, I obviously did follow Mohammad Azharuddin through his years in the 80s and 90s. I was in school back then. I knew the collar became this fashion statement because he used to constantly do that in the field. And I remember seeing him play. I didn't obviously follow each and every match of his, but I always thought of a biopic. If there was a film being made in someone's life, there's one sports person whose life has everything in it. Ups and downs, the superstar glory, and then of course the fall. And what a fall. In 2000, he was one short of 100 test matches
99.
and 99. So he's a man who got out on that one test match. But I guess the vindication is in the court when he wins the court case. Is like his 100th test match. So again, very charismatic, great style, and had his own fashion
And I
statement.
know you met him a lot also.
I met him when the film's script was being written. When I was approached for it, it didn't take me a second to think about it. But at that point of time, Azhar Bhai was approached with the script, and he had said no a couple of times because he had just gotten out of the court case 3 years before the script was written, and he didn't want anything to do with a film that dealt with match fixing. But then the second draft was written. Rajat wrote a brilliant script. We took it to Azhar Bhai, and he heard it, and then he gave us the green light for this. And then that's when he came on board officially, and we hounded him with question after question. I had compiled like this file of 100 questions for him. Personal questions, questions about what happened during the match fixing allegation, what happened back then, what happened during his captaincy, how was his equation.
How much of those 100 questions actually in a film? I want that blueprint file of yours.
Well, most of the, see the thing is, he's answered every one of them, very frankly. And there are things that you might not see in the film. Like I asked him, what do you do before you go to bat? So not many people know that, but he used to always put his right foot on the pitch, on the field. And he used to, and there's a shot in the thing, he does this. And that I've caught
that
from
one.
I've caught that from one match where the camera was him. Not many matches you saw him do the dua, but he used to do that dua every time he got on the pitch. So these things, small things have been incorporated, we followed him, how he eats food, we shot all of that.
But it's a little more pressure trying to play a real life person that the world has sort of documented over. You know, because they're going to compare now. Because you can, I know that's why you have to physically work on it. When you don't have a person, and you know, it's some cricketer, you know, and even though the mannerisms can be the same, if you don't say it's the same person, you can still fake with it a bit. But in your case, no.
Well, it's like, you know, you're working with fiction, and there are 1,000 ways of doing it, and all 1,000 could be right. But you do a film which is a biopic, semi-biopic in this case, and we've used all the facts, and people have seen him. People have seen him walk on the field. People have seen him play those shots. So there's you can't play around with that much. The only thing that we use, I guess, cinematic liberty is in the way he speaks. Because the dialogues had to have a certain punchline.
That's why there's Rajat Arora.
Yeah, so that's why we tweaked it a bit. And of course, the songs come in. So we had to be very clear where could we use that cinematic creative liberty and where we had to go by the book and keep the walk the way he used to walk. Obviously, play all the strokes the way he used to play.
That is there in the promo as well. They play the offside shot in the flick.
So that's what I got last because my wrists were not moving the way he used to when he used to play the leg.
But now you should
lance.
play for some team and all.
That's what he says, but no, but I think that's very sweet of him. But the thing is, you know, you got to make that part of your life. You have to constantly be at it. I don't think I'm still an average cricketer. I'm not like...
He's being modest now.
Close to him,
But to come into a zone like this, Prachi, this is a very widely anticipated film. Now the thing is, there are 3 questions that everybody asks me. Kitna cricket hoga? Kitna match fixing hoga? And the women in Azharuddin's life have always been in the focus. Because Azu Bhai was about the watches that he wore, which Emraan, by the way, real life also has lots of watches. About the cars he drove, and of course the records and the fielding and the bat, but also the women that were there in his life. So must have been extremely exciting to be approached for a film like this.
I guess it really was. I think when Tony called me, it was really exciting because I knew he was making this film based on Azhar. All I could think of till I actually met him was which role is he going to offer me out of these. But I thought once I met him and he said, I would like you to play Naureen in the film, I thought I'd hit jackpot because this is the best role in the film.
Because she can fight and she loses and you know.
I think the dimensions that Naureen has, it's not a one-dimensional character at all, and it's also, I think it's a beautiful mystery because she's the only person nobody knows anything about. She was never in the limelight, and she was just 16 when she married Azhar. Also, they shared a marriage of 9 years. So I think that's that phase of his life that nobody knows anything about.
So lots of Googling happened?
So much happened and there was 0 results for it because there's nothing, no information available about...
You do photographs with them, the file.
Yeah, he shared actually...
But that's actually good because you won't be judged then. Because he's going to walk the way, arey nahi chal raha hai, everything that he does is going to be judged.
But
in your case, no.
You know, I think in my case, yeah, sure, I don't have to imitate anybody on screen, so yes, I may not be judged, but it's really difficult to actually bring alive somebody that you know, possibly people can only imagine. So people knew that there was this beautiful wife that Azhar had, Naureen, but all this imagination that I had about her, like I was thinking of all the conventional things. I mean, you know, based in Hyderabad, a Muslim background, back in the 90s, conservative. So these were the terms that I was playing with, and it was very limited because I had to stick to the script. When I actually met her, that was a revelation to me because she's
And she
nothing.
was forthcoming?
You know,
Or she was bitter?
She is a wonderful person that I met. Honestly, when I met her, I was a little jittery before meeting her because I didn't know how much I could say or not. I really wanted to respect the fact that she's been such a private person always. And there's nothing that I want to say which will cross the line or ask.
Of course,
so unlike Emraan, I couldn't take the liberty of, you know what I mean. But when I met her in a personal capacity. There's so much we spoke. But that really gave me an insight to the real person that she is. And I'm sorry, but nothing like people made her out to be. So I was, you know, there were all these adjectives or terms thrown about her to describe her. She was shy, she's soft-spoken, she's subdued. None of that was true because when I met her, I saw this strong, you know, dignified person, very graceful and so modern, just like...
Yeah, you know, I think because how flamboyant Azharuddin was, I think that's the reason why maybe she managed that with him and adjusted with his life, you know, because...
I agree that I met a more mature version of her and she's in a completely different phase today. But I could imagine what she would have been like in her younger years. So, of course, she may be naive because she was so young or there would be some innocence. But she wouldn't be that subdued or that shy person that, you know, that she was made out to be.
Sir, 2 saal, 4 saal, 5 saal pehle, you're always taking these risks. This is a tough time to take a risk also. You have this affinity towards the IPL and these betting bits. Do they not see you as a clean person? That's why you get all these crooked roles.
He's a con man.
I think
Totally,
it's just there's some things written on my face
Yeah.
that I keep getting roles like there's devious roles of match fixers and bookies, drug dealers, you know. But I love playing very edgy characters, even the kind of films that I like.
But you know, in real life,
I
you're a real
darker.
softie.
I am. But
Really, Salil?
Isn't he?
What are you saying?
Not on the set.
He's a
At
con
home,
man.
you're a softie.
He's a con man.
I'm a con man. I'm a soft con man. But yeah, it didn't sound very right.
It didn't sound very right.
He's got a devil's mind. Lots of vivid imagination.
Hey, she said that, not me.
And she's also very naughty. But
But yeah,
coming back to
Jannat was, you know, at that point of time during the
Scary.
IPL, it was scary release back then. It was a risk back then. And IPL had just started off.
Yeah.
And I remember that Kolkata Knight Riders was playing and our film opened up on Friday in Calcutta. And we thought no one's going to come to the hall. Yeah. But it was this hysteria for
power
cricket.
of Emraan Hashmi.
The cricket, you know, even the cricket, the whole, everything came into place. And it opened, there was like people pouring out of the theatre. It was house full. And the film did very well. And IPL helped it.
Because I think Indians are obsessed with gambling. They really are.
I'm not.
No.
I play gamblers on screen, but
No,
I'm
but
not.
you work hard. The other 99% of the Indians want a shortcut, and they do it. So whether it's the stock market or whether it's gambling, they always do that. So essentially, I think that's why also this intrigues a lot of people. And this now is even more because it's a real life character that you're playing.
Yeah.
At that time, there were maybe questions that were asked.
Yeah,
to
how much have
certain
you fictionalized it?
Yeah.
We actually also from that film we had taken a lot of excerpts from this book called Fallen Heroes that was written right after the match fixing allegation for those 12 years and the court case was on. But this is, and that there was actually a scene as a bookie when I go into the locker room and I actually bribe a player. So over here, it goes in deeper into it and it deals with match fixing and what exactly happened through that court case. And there's this game of cricket we've all grown to love, watch, which is a religion in our country. But we don't know what happens in those locker rooms, the conversations between players
I'm one
and
of
stuff.
those who believes that no match can be fixed, man. I try to believe that at least.
Yeah.
I try to believe that it's pure and so I'm
Every
as a
cricket
sportsman.
fan does,
Yeah.
and that's what was the major blow to all of us in 2000 when this revelation came out, and Azhar Bhai became the face for it because his name was taken was first taken in this allegation, and it was very bad because he had to quit at the top right then.
You are you a cricket fan?
I think just about as much as most of the girls in India like cricket. I think I watch cricket, I watch the game, but I wouldn't know it
No,
that
you'll watch a
deeply.
2020 game. I bet you'll never watch a 5-day
I
game
don't
or a
think
test.
you'll watch 2020 also. Would you watch?
You'll watch the last 5 overs of a 2020 game.
Possibly, yeah.
Or if you're sitting in the box with some nice players and you're enjoying the food and the atmosphere.
No, that I've actually never done.
Really?
No,
You've never gone to a stadium?
I have performed at a stadium. I've never really gone there to watch a live match as such.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you watch this time's T20?
I watched the India-Pakistan match, right? Was it?
Okay, right.
Yeah, it was the
final
World
match.
Cup.
Not the
No,
final
not
match.
the final.
If you watch the World Cup, there was a T20 match. But
Yeah.
well done.
See, that's what I saw.
And did you get to play at Lords? Because I know you all got permission to shoot at Lords.
We did. We shot at Lords, but most of the matches that we shot were in Derbyshire and Edgbaston, and that was where Azhar had played county cricket, and he got us the permissions there. It was very tough to get permissions there. Then finally we in Hyderabad, we shot a lot, and he had also shot, he had played on that ground. A couple of his centuries he had made there on that ground. And we shot in Bombay in 2 grounds. We shot in D.Y. Patil. And
so is there a lot of cricket enough cricket for a fan to want to
There's
watch?
enough cricket. But because you have that's the premise, you have to set it. You have to show where the man ended his career with those test centuries. And then it goes back to those key moments in his career when he scored these runs, and possibly when the allegation came his way that possibly he had fixed this match, what exactly happened at that point of time. So it goes into the details of it.
झूठ बोल रहा है, नहीं हो सकता ये.
But that's what a lot of people are going to say.
Yeah, man.
But there is
Because I'm going to remember those matches.
because there's the voice of that fan or that critic, which is played by Meera, the lawyer, and she represents that critic and says that she's constantly badgering him. She's the lawyer who's taking him head on, who wants to see him behind bars. And
Lara.
that's the counterforce in the film. And this is Azhar's story, and he's shared the facts with us. So it's as simple as him saying that this is how it played out.
So there's no other version of it.
We are not trying to sway you into making you a believer and making you believe that, probably I didn't do it, and God will be the judge.
I like that. Prachi Desai, when you realized that she was going to be on, and this is an old friendship that is being rekindled. You've got a great writer. I'm a big fan of Rajat Arora. I think, he was as much a character of Once Upon a Time as you guys were,
Yeah.
And I remember calling him and saying, "Hey, aapka phone kya?" I said, "Yaar, tu kamal ka likhta hai."
Yeah.
So it's good to see this chemistry back in, and
Yeah.
also another song. So, Pilu was a song that hit the generations forever.
Yeah, it was the team coming back again.
2010, right? Yeah.
Totally, man. It was, for me, the song of the year. So when she was coming back in, does it matter?
Of
Were you happy?
Of course. I was working with her after like almost 5 years, and
Better be happy.
Yeah.
now that she's sitting here, it's extremely happy.
Salil's like,
Was he
"Are you
expecting
happy?"
somebody new?
No, I was
No,
really happy.
Yeah,
No, I think we
know.
have great chemistry, and
There was a lot of convincing that had to be done to.
No.
Yeah.
We,
Imran was like, not her again.
But then he was told that Nargis would also be part of it. So he said,
then he was okay.
all right.
got best of both worlds.
But yeah, there was our chemistry that was. There's a rooster here in the room actually.
He's been here since 1 o'clock.
He's been here since 1 o'clock. Yeah. Our chemistry was like Once Upon a Time, and Preetham gave that smash hit of a track, Pinu. And again, it's a team again. Preetham came back and he gave this fantastic track, Itni Si Baat. So, it was just reliving that time again. And again, this is a very
We have company.
Fantastic. We have
Actually,
company.
So y'all don't know how hard this is. It's 4 a.m. in the
Did the
morning.
sun just rise at 6:30 in the morning?
No,
not
we can't
not
have
in the
different
evening.
times. It's 4 a.m. He is watching 6:30, but it's a very, very tough time. That's how hard they have to shoot. So this was a good homecoming for the both of you.
Yeah.
And then when you came back in, did you miss the set a lot? It's not about, I think a film set is different. When you come in, you just feel like you belong there.
Yeah.
Were there nerves once again? At all?
Coming back to this, I mean, after Once Upon coming
No,
to the
just
sets
generally
of
coming back to a
Azhar,
film set.
Did you have
No, with him. Or with him, do you get nervous anymore?
not actually.
First shot.
Excited
the
more than
first,
anything.
the first
First day,
shot.
first shot.
Actually, the
What was your first shot?
the court, remember the court?
court, yeah.
Actually, it's really weird that we shot pretty much the end, for me, the end of the film was my first shot. So it was a little weird also because there are all these years that Naureen and Azhar have known each other. But of course, they're meeting after a very, very long time. So it was, it was so real that I was seeing Emraan after all these years. And and Azhar and Naureen were actually going to see each other after so many years as well. It was weird. But I think the minute I was in that costume, in that courtroom, and the camera was on, it made me feel like, this is me, this is Naureen. Yeah,
That's what actually television also does. It doesn't matter what you're feeling, what you're doing, what you're wanting to do and all. When you start doing it every single day, I think you get attuned every single time, even though she's left television. How long has it been since you've done television?
Yeah, back in 2007.
Jesus Christ. I know you love clothes and shopping and stuff like that, so...
Really?
Don't you?
Just because all girls like...
No, I know you do. I know that you do like your drinks. We'll come to him.
That guy outside your house.
So tell me, are you a big spender? Are you a big spender?
No.
No?
No.
You're not a big spender?
Not really. I mean, I can be impulsive.
What is big spenders?
I can be impulsive, but no, I'm not really a big spender.
There was this one story that I heard from my brokers. प्राची मैडम ना बहुत पैसा लेके घूम रही है घर के तलाश में है लेकिन घर ढूंढ नहीं पाई है.
You're so making this up.
No, that was published in the newspaper.
She bought 4 by the end of it. Yeah? She's so confused. She bought all 4.
So are you picky as far as all these things in your life that you want? You know, your clothes or house or car and all that. You're a very picky person.
You know, I'm actually somebody who's I don't fancy things as such. So it's not like I'm sorry. I know how passionate Emraan is about watches, but it's not something that I really fancy. So it's not like oh my God, this is the watch that I really want and I'm going to have it. Or a car for that matter. I don't really care what car I drive. Really? I'm sorry. I know you're making a face, and that's
that's
it.
Working for a dealership.
No, I mean, I guess an actor comes with a general, you know, people think you should have a certain, I don't know.
Likes and dislikes.
Yeah, or a
fancy
certain
lifestyle.
Yeah, they possibly expect that out of you, and then if you don't, then you're just a regular person for them. But I don't really care about that. But yeah, I'd say that I'm passionate about houses, or I rather invest. I rather invest in property than anything else. So it's not really bags or it's not really watches or something that I fancy and that excites me.
I like that. We'll stick with that. And what about you and your watches? Are they still back there? What's your watch collection standing at right now?
I've got a couple.
Yeah, right.
No,
couple of thousand?
I'm obsessed with watches.
Yeah.
And my
cars and
wife
shoes?
is trying to get me off it. I don't understand her fancy, bags and stuff. She doesn't understand how I fancy watches. So we don't understand each other as far as our likes go. But yeah, you'll find me in a watch store. Whenever I land in this new holiday destination, wherever it is, I go straight to the watch store to see what the latest watches are.
And on last count, what was published? An extremely expensive $60,000 watch is what you bought.
It's rubbish.
$60,000 watch.
What nonsense,
2.1,
man.
huh? 2.1.
Yeah, I heard. Unbelievable.
You know what? She, with her trainer, she sends me this video that day, and I didn't know the article has come out. So they're both yelling in the gym, 2.1, 2.1. So I'm going to decipher, and I'm asking them, what is 2.1? And I got it after like 4 days. 2.1, does it mean the price of the watch?
This is the good life, you know. When I was young, Lifestyles of Rich and Famous by Robin Leach used to come.
I wish I had so much of money, man.
Oh, trust me, I think I have enough.
You're being...
Oh, he's being modest. It's okay.
Man.
If you don't want the rest of it, I'm always there, buddy. Thank you so much for joining me.
Cheers, man.
And thank you so much for joining me. The lovely twosome are going to be grilled on the 13th of May when the film does come out, because they are, well, I wouldn't say meddling, but marrying two of the biggest things in this country, cinema and cricket. And Emraan Hashmi is at the center of them both. If he cracks this one, it's going to be a nice, bit of a dry spell. You know, it's more like the monsoon of Maharashtra. Hasn't come for the last 1 or 2 years, but that dry spell will be broken. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.